Say the word, DM.
Go for it.
So I was pretty sure that I'd wasted my one crit on a perception check, and I overhear somebody through a door threatening somebody else, demanding to know where is the stone. Keeping in mind we're all still standing in Gralhund Manor, trying to figure out what the hell is going on behind the door, where all the people are, and why Gothak is so mad that there's nothing else to hit. I happen to roll another crit, and that door, which is barricaded by furniture and all sorts of unfortunate things, gives up the ghost, and we burst into the room. And there's a dude with a burned face looking right at us as he stands over what is no doubt the slightly short, portly lord of the manor. Dude sees us, jumps out of a 20-foot high window, and then starts running down the alley, slurps a potion, and disappears. I'm annoyed, you're annoyed, we're all annoyed. There's a cage in that room containing a bunch of winged snakes, and the dude on the floor cowering. He puts down his rapier and begs not to be hurt. Vamir questions this dude, who is indeed Orond Gralhund. He says, yep, we've been bankrolling the Black Network, including the plot to kidnap Rainer Neverember. His wife got impatient with all of her lackeys and sent her servant with a necklace of fireballs, but said servant was careless and blew up all of the things, including a gnome. They were indeed after the stone, which is actually an ancient creature that knows where the dragons are, he mysteriously says, and then he claims his wife is the ally of the Zentarum. Sid then produces himself up the stairs, invokes the dawn, mentions the shadows, demands to know who summoned them, and bellers a bunch of stuff about their vows. Vamir manages to calm him down before he makes shiny things with his butthole and burns us all to death. They agree to take the residents of the manor into custody, and Vamir tells Orin to call off his guards so we can get to his wife and her bodyguard in the master bedroom. He says his wife's in charge, and Gothak's like, this is fine. If you cannot persuade them to move, we will make them move. Kragar, meanwhile, has arrived at a door and proceeds into a servant room. He approaches another room, and because he was disappointed in the previous room being empty, yells open in the name of the guard and kicks the door in to find all the servants who are scared to death and probably now have a permanent dwarf phobia. One of them waves a rolling pin at him, tells him not to come any closer, but then they proceed to tell him that Urstel Floxen has been staying at the house in the bedroom at the southwest corner. Back to the other room, Gothak puts Orund in an armbar and he calls through the master bedroom door to his wife. A huge half orc appears, his name apparently being something that I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce at the moment. He inquires with Yala, who says, okay, come on in. Yala is wearing a breastplate and holding a rapier, and the bedroom's really swanky. The Dawn Screamer admires the claw-footed bathtub, and Vamir addresses her and mentions who we are and that we overheard some combat, and so Tada, we've come to save you all. Sid fetches the watch, and all kinds of wild accusations start flying around. The nobles are pissed, the watch is pissed. Barnabas and Cromley arrive and escort us to the front gate of the villa. Long story short, Vamir is pleased there's no longer a gate to unceremoniously slam behind us, and Barnabas and Cromley speak with us outside, ask us what the hell we were thinking, and Krager proceeds to insult them repeatedly and call into question their commitment to their craft.
They really had it coming, and I hope they get what's coming to them now.
Barnabas sends Cromley to check on the Shadow Summoner's corpse because Sid is absolutely adamant that things went down and they should be checking. Meanwhile, Krager continues talking about the conversation with the servants. We mentioned the conversation with Orun. Both nobles, of course, are denying all of this. We figure the servants are unlikely to reiterate their testimony due to fear of their mistress, who seems to be a right wench. And the watch detectives are either obstinate or on the take. Naturally, Cromley comes back and is like, I can't find any evidence of any shadows, blah, 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 blah. Sid unfortunately mentions punching the groundskeeper, and we all manage to scuttle back to our bar with ourselves intact, although who knows how long that's going to last. Of important note, Barnabas and Cromley happen to mention that the groundskeeper may have been a worshipper of Asmodeus, and he may be a little bit dirty, but neither of those things are a crime. Cue the next morning, we hear a thumping sound at the front door while we're eating breakfast. Vamir trundles over and opens the door as Gothak and I put our hands on our weapons, cause reasons, and a flying snake's holding a note. Vamir reaches out, takes the parchment, and the snake does a whirly-do and goes away. I would like to know more about what happened at Gralhund Villa. If you can spare the time, meet me a statue in the City of the Dead at high sun tomorrow. You'll be paid generously for your time and trouble, and it's signed Istrid Horn, who we all remind ourselves is a female dwarf from the group of people that Gothak and Krager and Kaz and Oscar are friends with, who have been thrown from in large part in prison. We go
The
to the
Doom
statue.
Raiders.
the Doom Raiders. We go to the statue. We see the dwarf. She's standing there in some plate. It's a nice public place. It's nice out, people around having picnics. The shiny butthole, unfortunately for her, happens to speak Dwarvish and goes over and starts yelling in Dwarvish about the Dawn. She ignores him. Most of us are sure she's alone and she asks for help. She's afraid of being arrested by the Watch and wants to pay us to hide out in our house. Sid poses the question rather insightfully: is this a fugitive or a person in need? We have a conversation. Gothak mentions that they've been paid for good work in a fair manner by these people. We think it through. We decide to let her stay in the tavern because it's the right thing to do, and she hands us 40 platinum. We decided to pool our money to renovate the tavern and lay low given the recent events, so we need to talk to Broxley to initiate this, and we also want to start looking for the gargoyle, although we don't really know what to do to go looking for the former owner of our tavern, other than she lives underground in one of the older districts. So we pull all our money, we pay Broxley, discuss the merits of Taco Tuesday, and hope that the shiny butthole comes up with a deluxe Dawn Descender that happens to be thief proof, because otherwise this is going to be a real short renovation process. He promises to have renovations, he being Broxley, renovations complete in 10 days, which would be the 20th of Kythorn. We still have to find the Stone of Galore. Technically, we still have to find the Nimble Right, although the mirror at this point expresses deep disheartenment over the whole state of the hot mess, and thus we end it.
So, anybody else sitting here wondering how we ended up with the deed to this place now? Given the connection of the deed to this mystery? It almost seems like there's a connection here. I'm just not putting my finger on what that connection could be.
The connection between the deed and what? What are you making a connection there?
I mean, didn't we find out that the previous owner of this manor is some creepy person living underground with some involvement in this whole stone thing?
Oh, you're talking about they call her
Talking about the
Stoneface or
gargoyle.
yeah. I don't even remember her name.
It just seems really convenient how connected all these events are.
Yeah, nobody knows where she lives.
Yeah, okay. We're gonna go find out. That's what we're gonna do.
Ulcoria Stone Marrow.
So are we starting our day yet?
Yeah, everybody's got a short rest, right? Everybody's full hit points and all that good stuff. Yep, looks like it.
So DM, I'm gonna start the day by running out the window of the Dawn Fort, pretty much flat out. That's how I'm gonna start the day. I'm just gonna run out the window and see how well.
So you're using the rope to get down, or are you just gonna jump out the window?
I'm falling at a level out of the window after moving slightly forward due to my.
I couldn't hear you.
I'm falling out the window, but it's
Not
graceful.
using the
So you're falling out the window.
Jumping.
Jumping out the window. Without the rope, without the Dawn Descender or whatever it is, right?
I don't need any freaking ladder now. I feel the sun coursing through.
Okay, so you're gonna jump out the window, huh? Let me see here.
He knows how this is going to end. He's just pulling your leg.
Alright, hold on a second. Did you get that? There you go. Okay, yeah, you didn't succeed on the DC. So you jump out the window and you think you are being helped by the sun.
Wait. Check the chat for him.
All right, and so it's 30 feet, so that's oh no, it's how tall is this thing? Let me see. It's 3 stories, right? So that's probably about 40 feet tall, 40 feet high. So that's
Yeah, but I mean,
4d6. Go ahead.
yeah, that sounds about right.
So give me the 4d6, and then reduce the damage you take by amount of equal to 5 times your monk level, which is what? 20. So you take no damage, right?
Yeah,
Reduce
it's
falling
pretty
damage you
cool.
take by amount of equal to 5 times your monk level.
Yeah, because the sun it's coursing through me. It's just there. That's how I'm gonna start the day now. Every day.
Okay, so when you jump out the
The sun
window
is very floaty.
and you're slow falling, you're also drifting. And a gust of wind takes you halfway down the alley before you land.
Shiny butthole.
I'm going to
I
assume that everybody else is downstairs in the main tavern drinking milk and wine or whatever.
With Gothak aggressively closing the blinds to shield out the shininess.
And you have you have the carpenters and plumbers guilds coming over today to start working on the mansion.
You
And a
don't
new
see
tenant,
that every
presumably.
day.
What, a flying monk falling slowly, being
A
blown by
monk
the wind?
drifting by a monk drifting by a window.
The neighbors are looking out their windows. What the fuck?
I don't think he's like falling like a feather. I think it's more of a Jedi type fall, where like he falls at mostly the same speed, but then just like does a superhero landing.
Yeah, I was picturing point of fact a hero landing, like the knee and fist thing, where I punched the ground and the ground hurt.
You're not falling fast enough to do that.
I punched the ground softly. It looks cool.
Halfway
Here
down
and
the
I
alley.
imaged a belly flop, but that's all.
Yeah, I mean, there's always tomorrow.
All right, so what's the plan for the day? You guys still have a lot of stuff to do, right?
We got nimble-right problems. We got making inquiries about the gargoyle. We got dinner for Tali with our other neighbors, etc. We should perhaps get on with that dinner situation, assuming we can produce food.
And we have a house guest that can give us information.
So your house guest, her name's Erstrid, right? Or no, she's disguised, right?
Yes, she is disguised as a he dwarf.
Right. Jorn. He's going by the name of Jorn as he's staying there. So Jorn wakes up and rubs his eyes and strolls on into the main area, and he asks, "What's for breakfast?"
Eggs.
Eggs? What kind of meat? Bacon, ham, sausage?
Eggs are meat.
I'll take mine over easy, please. As she sits down at one of the tables. Looking around, waiting for somebody to come wait on him.
Yeah, I've got my invisible servant serving us breakfast.
All right. He places his order with the invisible servant. looks around and asks what the plan is for the day.
You said you had some information, correct?
Information about what?
I thought we were the ones with the information.
Right.
You have information for me? Maybe? What information do you want to share?
Well, the note originally asked about what happened at the villa.
Yes. So what happened? I understand there was a ruckus over there. That's the main reason why there's this crackdown on all the Zentarum. I understand Yagra and Davil were about to be let go free, and then this crap took place, and now they're apparently being held for longer. Hopefully you guys didn't have anything to do with that.
Well, the Grolhans have been bankrolling the Zentarum, the Black Network, and apparently were responsible for the fireball on our doorstep the other.
The Grolhuns were responsible. How so?
Well, they hired Ursula Floxen, or they've been housing him at least. And when they failed to receive or capture the stone, Lady Grolhun sent her Nimblewright with a necklace of fireballs to, quote, help them.
I heard stories in the tavern over at the Yawning Portal. You know that Floon character and Never Ember got loud mouths. I understand that there was a gnome, Dalakar, was hired by Never Ember's father.
Yes, he was protecting
Yes.
something, and the Grolhuns want it, and presumably have it.
The Grolhuns have it, huh? Hmm. Interesting. Do you know what it is? Are you gonna go get it?
That might be complicated.
Very complicated. Pretty sure the investigators are on the take and in the pocket of the Zentarum.
Or at least the pocket of the Grolhuns.
The investigator. Who are these investigators? Do you have names? Do you know who's leading the investigation? It's not that Sergeant Staggett, is it?
No, no, no. I want to say
That guy can definitely be bought.
Bernard
Barnabas and Cromley.
Barnes? Yes.
Barnabas Blastwind? You think he's on the lam or on the take?
Well, he didn't seem particularly interested in investigating the Grolhuns.
Despite
What did he-
plenty of evidence.
What evidence and what did he say?
Well, the servants admitted to housing the Zentarum. There were more beds in use than they had guards, and they had literally caged flying serpents. in a
Well,
guest room.
none of that is a crime.
There's also the matter of the confession to those of us who are working on behalf of the Greyhands by the husband of a conspiracy to work with the Zentarum for illegal acts. We heard this not just in our role in service to the law, but also in our service of the divine. And yet the guard ignored it and refused to effect justice upon nobles.
We also fought undead on the premises.
The shadows are not just undead. The shadows are a scourge upon our fair city.
Again, what evidence did you present to Blastwind? Because I can assure you, he would be the last City Watch person to be on the take.
A confession under no duress
So
to
he
agents of
had
the law and to
the
the clergy.
he had the noble's word against your word.
Nobles
Am I
don't
correct?
nobles don't have the duty that we do.
I think he just believed the nobles over you. Be honest with you. He wouldn't take my word over a noble's word.
I mean, it's widely known in the community that the Grolhuns are greasy. That they engage in criminal activities.
They might operate on the gray side of the law, but I don't think that they're outright participating in criminal activities.
Well, I'm pretty sure that if we ever have the occasion to intervene in a potential murder of said Grolhund, I'm just going to let his ass die. Because that would be karmic justice.
As is your right. Where's my breakfast?
Plate of eggs over easy and bacon fried floats from the counter to
Very nice. What time is
mere sort
lunch
of
served? I'll be hanging out here today, staying low. Maybe I'll help out some of these carpenters. I don't know. Maybe I'll just take a nap. So, Jorn gobbles down the bacon and eggs and finishes off the big mug of milk, and he heads back on to the area where he was sleeping. Where did you guys let him sleep anyway?
That's what I was
Upstairs?
wondering.
One of the rooms, or was he
All
down
of
in the
rooms were
cellar?
occupied.
Did you put him down in the cellar?
Was there one because I gave up my room to go in the Dawnport?
Well, I think there's like 7 of us. So
Let me see. I had a
technically
map.
occupied.
I had a map with everybody's thing on it. Let me see if I can find it.
Yeah, we'll need to see that map again.
Gothek and Vamir are on the topmost floor, and Sid technically, he's at the top of the tower.
Right, I chose the top floor to have some height, make me feel closer to the sky, like I saw in the mountain.
Yeah, I'm looking for these maps. Hold on.
I believe Lambda, Kragor, Kaz, and Bladebiter were all on the 2nd floor.
Hmm. Yeah, I know I put a map and had everybody's name on it, but I can't find the map now. Alright, let me see if I can find where I shared. And I unshared all the maps, didn't I? Damn it. That's not a good map. Well, I can't find the map I had.
She might have been able to sleep in the den. Unless Kaz took the den.
Here's this map. But I know I had one where I wrote everybody's name on it.
Yeah, I'm definitely not sure, that's for sure. Most glorious of Dawn Forts.
So on the second floor there was 1, 2, 3, 4 rooms. On the third floor there was 1, 2, 3 bedrooms. And then there was attic storage and an attic bedroom. So there was quite a few bedrooms. And then the turret peak, I guess that's where Sid's staying, right?
Yeah, Sid's in the turret peak. I don't remember if we necessarily chose which bedroom was which on the third floor, but I was in one of them, and now I remember. I didn't remember it last week, but I remember I was going to request more or bigger windows so I could see the sky.
I thought you were in
Alright.
attic storage with all those windows. And I was
Was
in
that what it
attic
was? I remember needing the windows,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, you were in attic storage because it was up high and because it was a large room.
I'm sorry, what was that again? Which one did I choose? Because it was a large room? Attic or...
Storage.
Attic storage.
The attic
Okay,
storage
so,
room.
attic storage. That's where I'm at, and I was requesting lots of windows or sky... Oh, skylights! I was going to request skylights or something like that.
And Sid gets to the turret peak through the bedroom on the third floor. No, he climbs in and out from the outside. That's right. He sealed up that door, didn't he?
Yes.
Well, he didn't do it on purpose. I think there's like a stuck nail there or something.
Alright.
Yeah, he just confirmed that, yeah, it was his intention to seal up the tower from the inside, so we'd have to come in from the outside.
Yeah, pretty much.
So we can say Jorn is staying in that spare room on the second floor. Or you guys can say Jorn is staying in the basement behind the bar. That little hatch.
Spare room.
Jorn is hanging out in the spare room then.
Spare room, but we should perhaps make some kind of closed up nook in the basement as a hiding spot for him should we feel...
Well, that
That's not
hatch,
suspicious.
that hatch to the basement is just, it's probably a 10 by 10 room down there with broken liquor cabinets and stuff, the casks and all the old stuff.
I mean, it's got a basement. It's pretty extensive.
Yeah, there is a basement area. Yeah, that's what's in the basement. The wine cellar and the ale cellar. So Jorn is going to, he lets you know that if he feels like it, he'll help the carpenters and the plumbers today. If not, he's just going to take a nap. And he was asking what time lunch is served so he can make sure he's down there for lunchtime.
So we have a lot of things that we need to go out and set up. We do have that dinner to plan. Is there anything that I can do to help the party out?
You got to still search for a number right.
Well, I think Kaz and I can go out and do that. She has the mineral detector, right?
I don't remember who has it.
She has it.
Well, we
Yeah.
don't think the nimble right is at Growlhund? It was
Oh.
theirs.
Well, it was spinning outside Grolhund, wasn't it? Grolhund Villa? Before you guys went in, didn't you check?
Yeah.
Yes.
But you didn't check after the battle.
No, we didn't really care to. I thought we figured out what we needed to. To be honest with you, I think we just need to go find this lady who's on the ground.
I'm thinking that we should, a few of us should go with the Nimblewright detector and scout the area around Grolhund Village.
I'd be down.
So let me know
It
who's
may
going to
be
go
wise to keep a wide
check for the
distance
nimble
from
right.
the villa itself.
I will go for the dawn.
That's Sid. Kaz is going to go because she's got the nimble right detector, right?
Are
Who
you guys
else?
in a raid?
Hello?
No,
Not yet.
we're in D&D.
Oh, I don't know what D&D is.
Waterdeep Dragon Heist.
Oh, my sweet summer child.
Talk dirty to me?
So Sid, Kaz, and who else is going to look for the nimble right?
Cragor.
Nice.
Cragor. What is everybody else doing?
I feel like I definitely shouldn't go with the nimble right detector. I am pretty easily spotted.
Yeah.
Well, you and I, being large and obvious, could probably go see about setting up this dinner for Tali and Avi and other.
Well, do Tali and Avi know that we're having this thing now? Or do we need to, tell them a date and time? 'Cause it's
I
not in my calendar.
I think we just tell them a date and a time.
Alright, we should probably do
Mere sulking in the library.
that. Sulking?
Yes.
So Vamir is going to go look for a library.
I mean, we have one in the manor. 3rd floor.
Well, it's kind of destroyed. There's really no books or anything left in there.
All he wants is a quiet room to sulk in.
I've got my own book.
He
Okay.
does have his own book.
Creepy.
So Vamir is going to hang out in the library of the manor today and relax. He's taking a day off.
Alright.
Everybody
well,
else.
I guess me and Bladebiter will go play Matchmaker. Oddest combination to do so there is, but let's go.
Well, it couldn't get much weirder than it's been the last 24 hours, could it?
Oh,
I killed
it
things. That's not
definitely
weird to me.
could.
So you guys are going out to plan this dinner.
Yes. But wouldn't both a Dragonborn and a Goliath see a miscarriage of justice and be like, ugh?
Actually, yeah, the Goliath especially, to be honest. Now
Right.
that you mention it.
So I think we're probably both like, screw it, dinner party.
Or I could see I'm trying to right the miscarriage of justice of these two groups not liking each other.
All right. So where do we want to start first?
Oh,
You
let's-
guys, where do you want to
Follow-
go to start planning this dinner party?
Well, so here before everybody departs, are we going to buy the food and cook it ourselves? Are we going to, like, how do we handle it?
You could
I think
plan
we have
the
our ghost cook.
you could plan the party for about a week from now, after the tavern is supposed to be renovated. I mean, it's not like you have to have a party tonight
But is it a party or is it like a private dinner?
or the dinner. It's up to you if you want to make it a party.
Well, I think it would make them uncomfortable to make it a party, so.
On the other hand, the party does sort of provide a bit of buffer
True.
if they need that.
It doesn't have to be a big party.
Yeah, just invite the neighbors for a reopening. Maybe, what, a 10-day from now? That's how long it'll take to repair?
Yep.
That's what Broxley has told you. He promised to be done in a 10 day.
We should perhaps plan for
we're-
some buffer of time.
A 12-day then.
We should probably use the calendar for this too. So he saw you on the 10th of Kythorn. So he was supposed to be done on the 20th of Kythorn. We'll say today's the 12th. And the tavern is supposed to be fully renovated on the 20th. If you guys want to use that timeline.
So let's plan it for the 25th.
So you're going to plan it on the 25th? All right. So you guys are going to head off and I assume look for the food and wine. Did they come visit you? The food guy and the wine guy? The meat guy?
Let's say yes.
I thought we did go through that.
Yeah, we talked about tacos.
And he was supposed to deliver you some meat samples and wine samples.
Right. And some mead.
Right. Let me find out who was they. I got them in here. I just gotta find them. Justin Rask, the Guild of Butchers, is the one bringing you the meats, and Hammond Craddock is the Vintners, Distillers, and Brewers Guild leader. And he's
Dang, they don't
bringing
even
you
have,
all
like,
the samples.
Salespeople or something?
What's that?
They don't have, like, sales representatives or something?
No, they're the ones that are in charge of these things, and they come to see you because Broxley Fairkettle sent them. So Hammond Craddock brings some samples of mead and some ales, and he wants to set up some business with you. And he tells you he will supply these for resupply your stock every 10 day for about 10 gold.
So are we negotiating? Because I'm not here anymore. Kaz and the forge priest, we've gone off to search for Nimue, right? So we're not actually negotiating.
Did they leave Gothak and me to negotiate?
I
Yeah,
think
you
so.
you
Oh,
you
I
two are
just
the
give you
only.
fun then.
Yeah,
Well, Vimir's upstairs in the library.
he's sulking. He doesn't
He's
negotiate with the
sulking.
sulking.
He doesn't want to negotiate.
I mean, it's the barbarian negotiating with the meat vendor. Ready, fight.
Why pay for meat when I can carve it off your body?
This is the alcohol guy. The
Why pay
Distiller
for
and Brewers Guild.
Why pay for alcohol when I can kill you and take your money?
What kind of mead do you have?
Well, the good kind, of course.
How am I to know that?
Here, have a sample.
And for my friend?
Sure, he can have a sample. He's brought us a couple small barrels with him for you guys to sample, and a few bottles of wine. Some of it's he knows you guys are starting a business, so he's not bringing the really top shelf stuff, but it's not the worst swill in the world either. Here,
Okay,
try some.
the barbarian thinks that that's fair and tries it. Yeah, it can't be bottom shelf. He's trying all of it. No, he's definitely not a bottom drinker.
So Hammond says, "Do you like it? Here, have some more."
I put my giant dragon hand over my mug and say, no thank you, a sample was plenty. And you're not going to be able to satiate that one. Have you looked at how big he is?
Everybody can drink enough. It just takes a
Assuming...
little more for the bigger they are.
Yes,
Regardless,
fair.
I am not here to drink till I am content. I am here to drink to see what the worth is.
It's a beautiful day.
And the sunshine has what to do with the quality of your alcohol?
Had enough
Oh
of the
no,
dawn.
I'm just saying it's a good day. You can drink to your heart's content on a beautiful day like today.
We have many things to do.
If you
What
didn't
do you
notice,
think?
I can do whatever I want.
You sure can. I will keep this tavern supplied with this ale and this wine for 10 gold pieces a week.
I don't know currency of this place very well, but from what I've seen, that seems fair if we are supplying a lively trade.
Out of character, isn't that taken care of by the basic maintenance costs already factored into the formula?
The
Well, that's a good
maintenance and wages of hirelings is 50 gold pieces a week or 10 day, and 10 gold pieces a 10 day for all other guild expenses. Those are about the regular expenses. The 1250 was for the renovation of the tavern and 250 gold pieces for guild licenses and contracts. So the regular expenses for goods, or for all other guild expenses, is 10 gold pieces per 10 day. So he's offering to supply the tavern with this mead and wine, or this ale and mead and wine for 10 gold pieces per 10 day. So do we have a deal?
I look to Blade Biter, but as far as I can tell, it seems like a good.
Agreed.
Very well. I will keep the tavern supply of ale and wine and mead for 10 gold pieces per 10 day. How do I make a new note? I'm trying to get a note in here.
Don't you be putting notes in my notes.
Ah, here we go. Alright, I just put a... Let me make it public. Tavern deals. Vinters Guild, 10 gold pieces per 10 day. Now you guys should be able to see it under Tavern deals in the notes section. And let me add... It was 1,000 to renovate. And I put the 1K gold pieces for renovation and 250 gold pieces for the guild licenses, and I put those as paid. So we got them notes in there. Actually, let me put the delivery date. And it's supposed to be done on the 20th Kythorn. All right. So over to Nim, Sid, Kaz, and Kragor. Where are you guys looking for this Nimblewright at?
So what we're doing is we are doing the Forge Priest guiding us. Basically, I turn to the Forge Priest and go, what's the most sensible path for us to take to narrow down where this Nimblewright is hiding? Because it's sure not Kaz and I, steering. So are we doing a zigzag triangulation kind of thing, or are we doing a just walk around the block until the thing goes crazy kind of?
I'm thinking we start by circling the building, the villa.
All right, so we do that, and we're just like jamming on the trigger on the nipple.
So as you approach...
By the way, that baby is slappy, and I just saw it go to town on someone.
So as you approach the as you approached Grolhund Villa, and you're hitting on the trigger of the Nimblewright detector, it's not doing anything. So you return to the spot where it was going crazy the first time you was at the villa, and I believe that was outside the main gate, and that's one of the reasons why you guys came back that evening. And it's not reacting anymore.
So what do we notice, and what do we do about it?
Well, you notice that you can deduce from the inactivity of the Nimblewright detector that it's no longer inside Grolhund Villa.
So
The
the
nimble
question
right's gone.
becomes, where would it have gone?
Yeah, I'm not clevering my way out of this paper bag. So Sid basically plunks down on the sidewalk and waits for the world to solve this problem.
Anybody have any ideas?
Well, there was the guy that got away.
You broke up.
Yeah, I'm still sitting on the sidewalk waiting for the world to solve this problem for me.
So we know that the wife is probably the one that wields it, and it's out gallivanting. Um, hmm. If I were her and I had a nimble right that I could send anywhere, where would I send it? I'm gonna try and roll. I'm gonna roll insight, see if I can't deduce a potential lead and direct.
All right, go ahead and give me
Yeah.
one.
And I'm gonna think about all the places that if I were to hide my nimble right.
Go ahead and give me the insight for Sid. Womp womp womp.
Sid is really sitting on the sidewalk and waiting for the world to solve this problem. Damn.
Sid is sitting on the curb. He's like got this stick and he's drawing this little picture of a nimble right in the sand that's in the gutter. Looks up at the sun. Looks over at the cloud. Looks back down. Scratches out the picture of the nimble right. Draws another little picture of a robot. Looks up at the clouds. Looks at the sun. And then looks back down in the gutter.
Yeah, and this can go on as long as the party wants to sit here and let it happen.
Hey.
All right, I'm content.
Kaz, do you want to roll insight? You're with them.
Do I want to roll what?
Insight. Give me an insight check
Please.
on your skills tab.
Please roll insight and save us all.
Ooh. I'll try.
No.
Nope.
Kaz is playing with the number right detector, trying to get it to spin. She's like holding the trigger down with one hand and taking the finger of her other hand and trying to spin that umbrella. It's just not working.
So this is typically when I've been playing games like this, the world solves the problem for the party who's sitting on the sidewalk looking at it. Just throwing that out there. Yep. Just throwing that out there. Because I rolled it on. Let's see if it takes.
So give let me see. Hold on a second. Let me pull up the party sheet. 14. Passive perception. 12. 13. 13. Good lord.
Sid has a moment where he feels inspiration wash over him.
You're going to use an inspiration for another insight? Sid suddenly jumps up off the curb. Check off one of them insights.
Yeah, I took care of that.
And Sid says, maybe.
This is a moment of idiot savantness.
It's gotta be like.
Just maybe Lady Grohand gave the Stone of Galore to the Nimblewright to deliver to somebody.
And what it really did it for me is as I was scratching the pictures in the dust on the ground, a bird pooped on the nimble right drawing I had made, and it looked kind of like he was carrying a stone around. That's how this.
Well, bird signs worked for Troy remarkably well. Surely it worked for you.
So joyful. This is me having joy.
So you deduced that the Nimberite is nowhere near Grolhund village. It was probably sent on a mission to deliver something to somebody that she may have been working with. And if she's working with somebody, you could probably
Wasn't
also
she working with the bad Zens? She was working with the bad Zens.
the Zentarum.
Yeah.
I think. Well, you rolled a 19, so you can also deduce that because the Zentarum soldiers were killing and attacking her guards, there was a fallout. She was
Definitely.
working with
She
them,
wouldn't-
but Jaraxel was definitely trying to get the stone for himself, and a battle pursued. That's why he was trying to get the stone out of Lord Grolhund. So there was a falling out in that situation there. That was the whole battle at Grolhund.
Yeah, she wouldn't send it back.
So she
She would
definitely,
send it to.
she probably sent the Numberite off to deliver the Stone of Galore to whoever she's working with. And if she's working with somebody, they're more than likely also nobles.
Also nobles, right. That's what I got, and I got that because the bird poop flowed into shape.
The bird poop shaped into what? A Numberite?
The symbol of royalty / nobility.
Oh.
That's all I got from the bird poop. So I turned to Cragor. I explained this. Cragor said,
Craiger, that's a cue.
and Cragor says,
So who could they be working with?
well, there must be other nobles aligned with this path of evil.
So if we're in the noble neighborhood, perhaps all we need to do is walk the avenue. Or if you happen to know, and this would be a question for you Waterdavian natives, who would these scum work with? As I will no longer call them nobles because they are clearly not of noble character.
That's a good question. I remember in my upbringing so many things about the nobles of this town, and Vamir always used to say that the Greyhounds worked with other nobles closely in their dastardly great deeds. And Vamir would always say, "Ahem, ahem."
He would
You want
always
me to tell you?
I hear Vamir's voice in my head.
I hear Vamir's voice in my head.
Yeah.
Wow, that clairvoyance spell that you're throwing there, Vermeer, is just phenomenal.
This voice in your head is trying to decide how easy he wants this to make it on you.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sitting on the sidewalk and the birds aren't shitting anymore, so, like, I don't have anything to do. Also, the Miller Light, it's hit the spot.
Okay, so hold on a second. No, I'm not going to give it to you that easy.
Yeah, so I don't remember what Vermeer used to always say. I really wish I did. I hear Vermeer, just not working. He must be taking his sulking really seriously.
I have spell. I am going to contemplate with Morden.
Do you need any assistance with your contemplations? Or...
That's I'm gonna have to take a break here for like 5 minutes. I gotta get something to drink. You guys talk amongst yourselves on how you think you're gonna figure this out. And a prayer might not be a bad idea.
Start praying.
I'm gonna go dig in the freezer and see if there's any ice cream. I'll be right back. Don't do anything requiring writing down.
I do.
I'm gonna stand in line for the bathroom.
I do. I do. It's chocolate, mint chocolate chip. It's a full carton now. Share with the party. I'll even share with the puppy that's barking. Ow. Ow, 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 ow. Was that Charlie?
All right, I'm back. Everybody else back or gone?
Here.
I'm
Here.
here.
Ooh, Vale, guess what?
Hmm.
I got mint chocolate chip,
Ooh.
and I'll gladly share with the 7 people.
You need to get a visit by the Bakers Guild.
All right, Panda's back.
You can sell pastries in the morning.
That sounds like a good idea.
I can't believe you guys let that vintage guild rip you off.
So, praying to Morden for guidance. I.e., casting the guidance spell.
Link that spell so I can read it.
Let's see, how do I link that? Let's just see if this will drag it.
Drop it in. Yeah, drop it in the chat window. Like Sid did with the slow fall.
It is not allowing me to do that.
I got it here.
How about share sheet? Does that work?
Yep, I got it. You touch one wheel once before a spell ends a target roll. That's what I thought it was. Okay, so put guidance on yourself, I guess, and one willing creature. Okay, and then what kind of check?
I'm a willing creature. Let's do this.
Do a religion skill check. And roll a religion skill check with that guidance. Okay, and what you learn from your deity is that it appears that the Grolhans are Asmodeus followers. Oh, there's the... Did you get that sound trigger?
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, you learn that the Grolhans are Asmodeus followers, and it's a pretty well hidden secret that there's another house in Waterdeep that is pretty much the leaders of the Asmodeus cult.
Interesting. Look at Sid. Do you
And
feel the presence of evil?
and you also learn that the Lady Grolhand sent the Nimblewright to this house.
We're gonna need backup.
And let me see. Hold on. This other famous house that deal with Asmodeus, they struck a deal with Asmodeus, the Lord of Nine Hells. 3 years ago, they traded away the souls of their children to escape financial ruin. The soul of their eldest son was taken immediately. What was left behind was transformed into a chain devil, which they confined to their attic. Their two youngest children are doomed to lose their souls when they turn 9 years old, a mere 10 days after Founders' Day, a midsummer festival that celebrates Waterdeep's founding. After the deal was struck, they enjoyed a miraculous comeback. Their banking and money-lending business thrived, while their competition suffered. The disappearance of their eldest son earned them sympathy in Waterdeep, and their philanthropic endeavors bought them legitimacy and new friends. They were seemingly blessed. They attracted new followers to their cult of devil worship, which was Asmodeus's plan all along.
Hold on. How do we know this?
This was revealed to Gregor through prayer.
Okay.
I grab Sid and the gaggle, and I go, we need to get everybody together ASAP.
So
How close are we
you're
to
saying,
the summer festival?
based on what we know now, you and I and Kaz. No, not Kaz. Her name is Kaz. Hot damn! I keep forgetting that her name is her name. You and I and Kaz have to get home because this is a bigger problem than even we thought. This isn't just bird poop and dirt.
Eh,
Oh, it's a whole lot of bird poop and dirt. It is
Ew.
bad.
So let's run like the wind.
Running?
Yeah, we scamper back home.
Okay. La 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 la
We sing the Smurf song the whole way.
la.
Okay, trying to find something here. Here we go. Da-da-da-da-da-da. All right, as you're heading back towards Troll Skull Manor, are you messing with the number right detector as you're walking or no?
Yes. Clicky.
So you get close, probably a couple blocks from Troll Skull Manor, and you feel the number right detector start to vibrate, and the umbrella starts turning.
Ooh, yay!
And as you slow down, give me a perception check.
Perception. What?
Kaz or all of us?
Just Kaz.
Perception. Performance. Persuasion. Perception. Ooh, yay.
Oh yeah. You perceive that when you turn to your right there's an alley, and as you go towards the alley, the nimble right detector starts spinning more faster. So you start walking off towards the alley, and um, Kragor and Sid keep walking straight because you were behind them.
Oh. Okay. It's working. It's working. Anybody?
Are you guys going to keep walking, or you hear her say something?
Stop and look back. Oh, I will turn and follow Kaz.
So you're walking down this alley.
Yeah, and I slowed down because walking down dark alleys is not my thing. I'm big with the dawn,
Well,
real
it's
cautious about dark alleys.
it's not really dark. It's still daytime. I mean, it's like
But
early
is the
afternoon.
alley dawny? No. So
It's
I go,
it's shadowy because it's narrow, but it's not dark.
fuck shadow. Yeah, I really don't like shadows.
I'm going to keep a hand on the battle axe and heft my shield close.
So as you get closer to what appears to be like a pile of trash, uncollected garbage in the alley, that number right detector really starts spinning, and you see out of the corner of your eye some movement in the trash.
I will attempt to pin down whatever's in the trash with the battle axe.
I run to my party's assistance, overcoming my fear of the shadows and my distaste for all that is dark.
So as you start reaching over towards the pile of trash that's been moving, something pops up and stands up.
Something pops. What?
Pops up, stands up out of the trash, the pile. And he's got this rapier. And you notice that he's wearing a stolen cloak. Well, he's wearing a cloak, but it's got the um, family crest of the Grolhans.
Hello, robotic sir, madam. Have you considered the benefits that a dawn-based approach might have for you on your life?
He raises his rapier. Let's roll for initiative. All right. Kaz, Sid, and Kragor. Nobody else has to roll. We'll just
Yeah,
skip
Daddy
over
Boo
you.
points out that if this was a solar panel nimble right, that would have been a much better
And the number right pops up, and he's gonna attack. He gets multi-attack.
combat tracker map. You know,
Three
the
attacks Okay, 2 with a rapier and 1 with a dagger.
Wow.
So he's going to attack. I guess Kragar was the closest. We don't have a map, so we'll play this theater of the mind. Kragar was the closest because he's the one that went over towards the pile. I gotta run this combat off the combat tracker, see if I can do this.
And just take a moment to point out that the said bad guy is not in combat track.
My bad. I had him hidden. Okay, I got Kragar targeted. So he's gonna attack twice with a rapier and once with a dagger. And how come... Oh, it missed. And he missed again. And he missed a third time.
Wow.
Alright, Kez. You're up.
Alright, first attack was a rapier.
And that was a miss.
Alrighty then, gee whiz. The only one I can do right now is my dagger.
You didn't have him targeted.
I know I did.
Yeah, you did, but why didn't it... 17. That was a miss.
17?
Yep, 17 was a miss.
Wow. Alright.
Sid the Grey Cloud. What say you?
So I believe that unfortunately my range is still great. However, I am of the Sun Soul, and I unleash furious blasts of radiant Sunbolt energy against this nimble right. I'm going to spend all the ki I can to blast him and then do it a lot. So I'm going to try to do 3 total radiant Sunbolt blasts, probably in the very center of my being.
Make sure you target him.
Okay, and Daddy Boo has, it looks like some sort of a shortcut key where his control button should be, so that's his fault that it took some. Just throwing that out.
It's not my
And
fault. It's a standard keyboard.
Yeah, it's not at all. It's stupid.
Go ahead and do your attack.
Yeah, I mean it's hard. You know, it's not mine. I'm not used to using it.
Oh yeah, you're using his thing.
Yeah. So like,
My what?
I mean,
Using
we
his
haven't
thing.
gotten to that part of the evening yet. So I'm gonna do this total 3 times. It's gonna cost me a couple of keys.
That is a miss.
That was the first one. That was just a warm up. That was
That was 1 point better for a miss.
the second one. And it was also. So I just want you guys to have the picture of like the laser show at the teen dance where you see the lasers blasting through the clouds of smoke and disappointed hormones and
Oh,
nothing.
you're blasting the hell out of some trash bags.
I think we call that stormtrooper.
So Krager's up.
Yes, I am going to spend an inspiration, and I'm going to throw guiding bolt on this thing.
With advantage. What do you use the inspiration for? Advantage?
Yes.
All right, make sure you click your advantage button. And that is a miss. Uh-oh. I just had electricity flicker.
Think happy thoughts.
So if I disappear, you'll know what happened.
What's the weather like in your place area?
It's supposed to be raining.
Oh,
All right, the nimble right is up again. And he is going to target. Let me see if I can do it this way. Yeah, he hit Kaz for 12 points of damage. Then he's going to swing at Kragor and miss and take a dagger attack against Sid. There he is. Oh, that's a nice spin. And that's a hit.
wow.
For 8 points of damage. Gothic Kaz is up.
Alrighty then. Again. $23.
Boom. That's a hit for 4 points of damage.
Alright.
Do you have a sneak attack, right? Because he's in. We're gonna say he's engaged, so you can apply the sneak attack to the damage too.
Alright.
Because he's actually engaged with all three of you.
Do I attack again? Or do the damage?
Yeah, roll the sneak attack damage. Which is what? 1d. What is it? What's it say for sneak attack?
It doesn't.
Let me see. Hold on. Sneak attack. 2d6. Roll 2d6. So 7 more. I'll apply it to him. All right, you can pass your turn. Kragor, you're up.
Still targeting the nimble right. I'm gonna swing my battle axe.
And that is a miss. Sid, you're up.
So I'm just going to continue my action towards the nimble right. I mean, I was running, and it was probably because I was trying to blast my lasers while I was running. That is the real problem. So I pop up right next to the nimble right, and I'm just going to try to hit him, close on and such. So what I do is I punch at.
Throw a punch.
And this nimble right, are we doing this right? Like,
Yep.
Is this good? It's a good idea. All right.
So the nimble right ducks your punch. Is that the end of your turn?
I'm unclear as to whether or not I get to punch again. just without using a key. I'm checking martial arts.
Yeah,
I
read
think
it.
it's because it's an unarmed strike. I get to punch again even though I missed. I'm not used to missing this much.
Hey, you hit him.
Yay!
All right, I feel better.
You hear this metal clunk.
All right, well, it can be touched, and what can be touched can bleed, and what can bleed can die.
All right, the weasel's not here. Vermeer's not here. The nimble right rolled a high initiative again. So he's going to do the same thing he did last time. Attack Kaz, which is a hit. Then he's going to attack Sid, which is a miss, and attack with a dagger on Kragor. And that's a hit. All right. Vermeer's not here. Kaz, you're up.
Okay, I am going.
And that's a miss.
Okay, second attack. Dagger.
And that's a hit. Make sure you got sneak attack applied. How come I didn't apply the sneak attack? Do you have that effect applied to you? No, you don't. You need to open up the magnifying glass and for sneak attack and hit the effect button so it'll be applied to you. Never mind.
Okay.
I'll drop it. You got it?
Yes, it's open.
All right, now there you go. Now you got it applied. There it is.
Wow.
And I need to take 6 off of him. All right, pass your turn. Gothic's not here. Sid's is up.
Oh, the punching into.
Wow.
Uh-oh.
I
Sid
feel like the
Greycon.
droid shouldn't have
Critical.
special powers.
Um,
I have no idea what just happened.
yeah, and this spiritual weapon. Um, I do unarmored combat, so I should get a different kind of critical hit.
I mean, spiritual weapon is a cleric spell, so it's like
Yeah.
maybe it's divine intervention.
It could explain this rage I'm feeling and this sudden notion I'm having of switching classes to cleric. But, I don't know. Where's this spiritual?
We just I tell you what, we just apply um another damage to him
I will gladly do that.
since we don't have a map or anything. There you go. And do that for the next
Yeah.
how many rounds?
It says 1d4.
1d4. So 4 rounds. So that's round
sweet.
1.
All right, I'm gonna pass.
Kragor, you're up.
I am going to attempt to smite him again with another guiding bolt.
Critical. 2 crits in a row on him.
Wow.
What
Pizza
the
lizard.
fuck?
What the hell? If there is pizza, they try to steal it. 1D. Holy crap.
That's fantastic. We got him. The pizza lizards.
How come the sound's not working?
I don't know. It's
You
fantastic.
should have got the yawning and the falling. I have to check that.
That's okay. The guiding bolt spirals up and blasts straight down, top down, all the way through him.
What
Oh,
role did the
I don't
pizza
have
lizard
Sirenscape open.
play?
What happened to that?
Probably because of your lights flashed, you probably lost it.
Oh, maybe that's what
Or
happened.
thing. Could possibly be.
Let's try this again.
That's weird. Mine's off as well. Holy shit.
Maybe it shut everybody down for some reason.
Mine looks like it's still running.
Did you hear that?
Nope.
Yeah.
You don't hear the thunder?
No.
Oh,
Baby,
well, that's
I
because
am the thunder.
brought the thunder.
Terrible.
No worries.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the triggers. I just loaded them tonight. I have to figure them all out.
No,
Okay, so
but I am the
so
thunder.
this Nimblewright gets hit with this. What did you hit him with? Guiding bolt.
Pizza lizards.
Guiding bolt.
And all of a sudden, these pizza lizards, 1d4. How many of them? Four pizza lizards just come running down the alley, and they see this old pizza that's laying in the trash, and they snatch it up and run right by you guys.
Nice.
As your guiding bolt hits this Nimblewright and just literally blasts him into pieces. Arms fall off, legs go flying, head rolling around.
Ew.
Did the pizza lizard say anything on the way past us? Oh, great deed.
Bunga!
They stop and they look up at you before they grab the slices, and they say, "Pizza," and then they go all running off.
Oh my.
Pieces of pizza.
That happened. It really happened. Also on the thunder.
Okay, so you guys, you hear whistles coming from down the alley, and give me a perception check, everybody, real quick.
Perception.
Good
There's
Lord, you
another
guys.
one. Oh,
You
Sid,
guys.
Sid, you're so good.
This is horrible. So, all right, how many is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 City Watch constables come rushing up the alley, and they tell you to stop. Don't move.
Oh, lordy.
What's going on over here?
I'm so glad that the City Watch continues to show up here in Waterdeep. I am the monk of the Temple of Lathander, and my associates and I were just attacked by a Nimblewright from out of this garbage pile. This garbage pile had a Nimblewright in it that attacked us with this rapier. Can you believe that? Also,
That's
did you see
preposterous.
the pizza lizards? I know it's preposterous. We were very surprised that this befell us.
Well, Nimblewrights don't have any rights, so I reckon there's no crime committed here.
And did you
Hey,
guys see those pizza lizards?
we didn't see any lizards. Aren't
There's
you aren't you the characters that Barnabas warned about staying away? Now we get a trigger.
While Sid is dealing with the guard, I am applying some healing to Kaz.
Thank you.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Yeah. So we're actually out just taking control and actually seeking inspiration from the menu at our new tavern. Um, we smelled a great smell down this alley. We think it was pizza. In fact, we're pretty darn sure it was pizza. We were just curious. Just doing some market research. That's what we were up to. Market research. And then this Nimblewright with no rights on the cactus. So warnings or not, we're just undertaking lawful business and research.
Very well then. It's close to the end of our shift. We don't have time to mess with this number right. I'm glad you were
Might
okay and you weren't hurt very bad.
might I invite you to brave first responders to first responder night at the tavern?
First responder night at the tavern. Which
Yeah.
tavern? The Yawning Portal?
No.
There's many taverns in this town. City.
Our tavern. Our place down on insert name of street here. And
Your
insert
tavern.
name of tavern.
Out of character. How do you not know that we live on Troll Skull Alley after all this time?
It's been a long day. It's been a long day. All right. Yeah. First responder night is next fortnight. The whole fortnight.
Next fortnight, the whole fortnight. He pulls out his little tablet. So what is this first responders night? What is entitled? What's going on? He starts jotting down notes in his notebook.
Yeah, the first drink is free for any lady that you bring in. And
For
there's drink
first
specials
drink is free for who?
for any lady you bring to the establishment. And then for
That
first
sounds.
responders,
Go on.
for first responders, there's also drink specials and hors d'oeuvres. We'll also have an axe throwing game in the back.
That sounds more like a ladies' night if their drinks are free and the first responders have to pay.
Need I explain to the first responders present the relationship between first responders night, wink, wink, and lady?
How big do you
Also,
plan on this thing being? I mean, there's a lot of the city guard. Should I pass this information around?
well, it's really not how big it is. It's how you plan to use it on first responders.
How big is your place of establishment? There's hundreds and hundreds of guards. And you know we do enjoy imbibing.
Well, I'm very sure that our establishment can handle demand, but we do, of course, observe all the ordinances around maximum occupancy. So first come, first served, all served. First responders.
Excellent. I'll pass the word. And what I'm going to do now as the GM, because Sid deserves an inspiration for that, I am going to allow you in the tavern deals on your next roll a +1 on your next roll for profit because Sid is advertising. I put that in the tavern deal, so make sure we add the +1 for that.
Fantastic.
And give yourself an inspiration.
Might I add that ladies' night is it's a way the bars make money.
I'll spread the word. Carry on, carry on. We're getting off this shift change. It's time for us to go.
We need to inspect the crap out of this nimble right, guys. Can we just carry
Oh.
it back to the?
Yeah, I was about to say, since it's in pieces, I'm gonna pull the blanket out of my backpack and pile the bits and pieces. And that's a pretty fine rapier. I hand that to Kaz,
Ooh.
and we'll
It looks
bundle it
good,
up.
but it's just a normal rapier. Not any better than the one she already has.
Now.
So as you're collecting up all the bits and pieces and the twigs and berries of the nimblewright, you see a little map case that's attached to his waist.
Ooh. Oh, he may have been delivering something. I wonder. Sid, see if there's a stone in that pile of trash he leaped out of.
I will do this for my
And
part.
I will check the map case.
I'm beginning to sift through the trash. I don't care.
Sid,
I'm
give
very
me
thorough.
an investigation since you're sifting through trash. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to push the button. Sid, give me an investigation check for sifting through the trash to see if you find anything. So as you're moving trash around, you slide one of the bags over, and lo and behold, right there is a piece of pizza. And you pick it up to show Craigor, and a pizza lizard runs right by and grabs it. And Craigor, you are examining the map case, right?
Yes.
So you pull out a rolled up piece of paper out of this case, and this is what it is.
I roll it back up and I tuck it back into the map case. And then I put the map case slide it in through one of my armor openings, like through the armpit of the armor, so that it is not really reachable or perceivable.
All right.
I want to make sure that gets back to the to Troll Skull Manor to show to everyone.
All right.
And with that, I look at Sid and Kaz and go, we need to get back to the manor. There is stuff that we need everybody to hear.
Okay.
All right. So you
And
guys
this
are
is just icing.
on your way back to the manor.
Gosh, I feel good about our day so far. But we're still in a hurry because we realize that this plot is thick.
Vimir, you are in the library of the manor, and you hear this ruckus and commotion. As a loud thud.
Where?
Hold on, I'm trying to find it here. I gotta look through here. Obviously, I'm looking in the wrong thing. It comes from let me see. What floor are you on? I don't have the map. What floor is the library on? Oh, I just found it. The library is on the 3rd floor. So outside the library area, you hear this scream and a big thud, like something fell and hit the floor. You come out of the door. Let me see if I can put you on the map. No, this thing's not scaled. Let me do something here. Hold on.
If you're using the Troll Skull Manor map, you're gonna have to reshare it.
Yeah, I'm gonna put a grid on it. Hold on. The grid's gonna suck, but it's close enough for what we're gonna do. So as you come out this door here, to right about here, you see a big hole in the floor, and you look down and you see one of the Carpenter Guild members down on the floor in the hall on the 2nd floor, as if he'd fallen through the floor.
Oh my god. Immediately run down the stairs, and he fell like through my floor? Or he's on my floor?
So you see where that circle is? That's a hole in the floor, and he fell down to the 2nd floor because you were on the 3rd floor. So you run downstairs, and you see the guild carpenter laying on the ground there, and he's moaning in pain. Ah, my back! Oh, my back!
Are we covered for this?
What's that?
Are we covered for this?
I think that would be part of the guild dues that you paid.
Yeah.
These guys are licensed.
Yeah.
He has workman's comp.
Okay.
Oh, the floor was. Oh my God, the floor was there 1 minute, and it was gone the next. I was just walking, and all of a sudden there was a hole in the floor, and I fell through. And as you look up, it's curious that it's a clean circle. And as you're watching, the hole kind of on the ceiling, it kind of closes and disappears, and all you see is the ceiling.
Casper.
I'm gonna need an ambulance. Call the city watch. This place is haunted.
Can I use a medicine check to see what's wrong with them?
Sure.
Other than having just fallen?
Sure. You check him out, and you try to move him. He's like, oh, no, oh, my back. It hurts. I think I broke an ankle, and my back hurts. My neck, oh, my neck. Please call the city watch. Please call, get help. Where's my foreman?
So I'm going to cast Cure Wounds on the guy as a 2nd level spell.
Okay. So
That's 9 points of damage healed.
you lay your hands on him and you say a few things and blah blah blah, and he says, oh, 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 it feels better. It feels oh so much better. And you help him to his feet, and he kind of stands, and he says, thank you so much for that. And he limps off down the stairs. I need to see my foreman.
We need to do something about this house.
So he goes down and he talks to the foreman, and you overhear him telling the foreman, Joe, man, there's something about this joint. It ain't right. How much are we getting paid to work in this place? Whatever it is, it's not enough. This place is haunted. I mean, I was walking across the floor, and it just opened up, and I fell through the floor. And now there's no hole in the floor. And Joe looks at him, and he says, for somebody that fell through a floor, you sure do look fine. I suggest you get back to work, son. He says, Joe, I'm telling you the truth, man. He says, you got workman's comp one time. You're not getting it this time. There ain't nothing wrong with you. Get your ass back to work. He reluctantly goes back to work.
Is anyone else in the party around?
I assume Gothak and I are still sitting downstairs at a table, looking at the ceiling, wondering what all the racket's about.
Alright,
Wait, are we even there? I thought we left to do the dinner thing.
Or did we leave to go talk to people? Because we were still there earlier, but I don't know if we ever left.
Yeah, I think you guys had left.
Okay, it was just Vamir then.
Yeah, Vermeer was hanging out by himself. Who knows what kind of books he was reading in that library while he was there by himself. We won't speculate. But he had some good alone time.
Ah, yes, alone time.
Call
The
that
most favorite of codes. I too need alone time from time to time.
Dude,
Um,
you've got like 2 dogs, 8 kids, 30 chickens, and like 4 other adults in this house. How do you get alone time?
right.
You laugh, but at one point I had 3 dogs, 7 cats, 12 tarantulas, 2 rabbits.
Yeah, like,
Good Lord.
alone time is not alone time. Tarantulas, that's all I'm saying.
Basically, I gas the entire house, and they don't know it, and so everything passes out except for me.
Okay, that's how you get alone time.
Yeah!
Anyway, I'm the only one left in the building other than the workers.
Yeah, having
Yeah.
alone time.
Yeah, the plumbers are working, the carpenters are working. There's probably about a good 40 or so workers running around that house because they got to get their work done and they got to renovate this whole trashy place in 10 days. So you hear Joe, he's running around telling everybody this place is haunted and they should ask for more money.
I thought our ghost was friendly.
The ghost in the tap room is friendly.
Maybe the ghost that did that to him knew what he was doing bad and was watching.
Oh, you think you put the hole in the floor for Vermeer to come out of the library? Suggesting
Well,
Vermeer was doing bad things in the library?
No.
That's not what she meant. She meant that Joe was doing bad work on our house. Good grief. Poor Vamir. He just wants to sit in there and read his creepy little book. Well, you gotta judge.
I was trying to get what Kaz was getting at. I thought she meant Vermeer was doing something bad.
No, it's just like the other guy that was trying to give you drinks that, I guess, overdid it or something, like tried to get you guys drunk or whatever?
The tiefling thinks all the guildies are sketchy.
Oh. Yeah, the wine vendor was trying to get them a little tipsy so he could probably negotiate a better price for himself.
Which is real funny considering he was sitting in front of a dragon and a Goliath.
Hey, he didn't care. He's wanting to make money. Yeah, and he was a human. Male Eluskan human commoner. All right, so they go back to work, and I guess it's getting close to about um, early evening, and you can see that the Vermeer, you can see that the carpenters and everything, and the plumbers, they're kind of putting away their tools. It looks like it's getting to be time to get off work, so they're packing up their stuff and getting ready to head out for the evening. And Vermeer, no, Bladebiter and Gothak, you paid a visit to Justin Rask, who is in charge of the Guild of Butchers, and he gives you some samples of. He's got a grill out back, and he's giving you samples of some grilled chopped meats that he's grilling up, and he promises to keep the tavern supplied with meats, and he says he'll come by once a month to deliver some goods, and it's not going to cost
Did you
you
say the
any.
meat vendors visiting us once a month?
Yes.
Yeah, that seems like
Well,
Only monthly meat? Like
he's
the
gonna
monthly meat seems pretty gross.
he he's gonna visit you once a month to see how things are going. You're gonna get a delivery once a week.
Can we get a delivery like every 3 days?
If you're asking, he says, if you're asking for a delivery every 3 days, you might want to kick him a little gratuity. He says, I will make sure. I will make sure that you're supplied with fresh meat once every 3 days or so. You just kick me 3 gold pieces a week.
Like personal.
Yeah,
you're
personally
not
to
even
me.
there, Sid.
Oh, Sid, we're not back yet. I thought we scampered.
Oh no, they're at the his shop.
Oh, okay, so we're not even here. I was about to negotiate personal services contract for weekly meat delivery, but
It, so
it sounds worse nonetheless.
he's telling Gothak and Rain if they want delivery more than once a week, they're going to have to make it worth his while.
You're telling me that you require a higher quantity of payment to produce and deliver safe meat for consumption?
Oh, I assure you, our meat is safe, and with proper refrigeration, if you have a proper ice box, once a week is plenty for all the other taverns. Any tavern that requires fresh meat on a more frequent basis, I deal with directly. His description is a dead-eyed, slack-jawed Justin. That's his name. Dead-eyed, slack-jawed Justin. He grew up in the toughest neighborhood in the field ward and has the scars to prove it. So he's kind of a tough guy.
I glance at Gothak.
What do you think?
I really think we should work out our good cop, bad cop routine before we go see vendors.
Probably. I could always do an intimidation.
But then I just, Scuzzer, you saying he's kind of a tough guy. I mean, it's the dragon and the Goliath.
See,
This guy's been around the block. He looks like he's been around the block once or twice, and he doesn't look like
What do
he's
you
too
think we
easily
look
intimidated.
I am the block.
He's not trying to intimidate you. He is just flat out saying, if you want a more personal touch, it's going to cost you. He wants to get a kickback for himself of 3 gold pieces a week. Otherwise, he will cut you the same deal he cuts everybody else in the town. He'll visit you once a month. You'll get a delivery once a week.
He can't be the only meat vendor in a city of this size.
He's probably the only gilded meat vendor, which
He
effectively
is the
makes him the
only
meat.
gilded, yep, that you're allowed to get from.
So,
Well, wait. Are there any hunters in the guild of any sort? Are there any gilded hunters?
A hunter's guild? Let me check.
If there is a hunters guild, we could see if they'd be willing to negotiate us buying meat from them directly. We would still be working within the guild.
Okay, the Bakers Guild, the Carpenters, Roofers, and Plainsteers Guild, the Cellarers and Plumbers Guild, the Coopers Guild, the Dungeon Sweepers Guild, the Guild of Apothecaries and Physicians, the Guild of Butchers, the Guild of Chalders and Lamplighters, the Guild of Fine Carvers, the Guild of Black Glass Blowers, Glaciers, and Speculum Makers, the Guild of Stonecutters, Masons, Potters, and Tile Makers, the Guild of Trusted Pewters and Casters, the Guild of Watermen, the Jewelers Guild, the Launderers Guild, the Masters Marine Guild, the Saddlers and Harnesses Maker Guild, the Scribers, Scribes, and Clerks Guild, the Stable Masters and Farriers Guild, the Stationers Guild, the Surveyors, Map, and Cart Maker Guild, the Vintners, Distillers, and Brewers Guild. You dealt with them. The Wagon Makers and Coach Builders Guild, the Wheelwrights Guild, Trade Ward Guild, the Guild Paddock, and the Old Guild Hall. No, there are no Hunters Guilds.
okay.
So you're saying this is the only butcher in the Guild of Butchers?
The Guild of Butchers.
You said that there's a Butchers Guild. You're saying that a guild is one person.
Yep, they kill, butcher, and sell all manner of livestock and creatures. Guild members will skin any beast that is meat that is edible and can be sold in Waterdeep for Ankig to Yeti.
So
Guild law maintains the quality of the guild members' goods by requiring all meat be bled, hung, and smoked or seasoned for a duration based on the type of meat. The guild maintains the most extensive tomes of knowledge about how to cut and prepare all manner of beasts from Faerun. All butchers in Waterdeep are members of the guild, and they are one of the few monopolies in Waterdeep. Even so, the lords regulate the price of meat, meeting regularly within the guild master to set fair prices. Meat is fairly extensive, with the price and quality varying by the wealth of the ward and the meat it is sold in. Guild members also provide a service of butchering game brought to them after a hunt. The price varies from 1 to 100 gold pieces depending on the size and difficulty of the butchering in a game. If the game is sat too long after the guild members refuse to service. There is a long waiting list to become an apprentice of the guild because apprentices pay no dues, and to amount of money the butchers make. Apprentices serve as employees of the guild members until such a time they pass the butcher's entrance exam, a rigorous examination of skill and knowledge performed by the master butcher. The guild annually holds a tasting event throughout all the shops in the guild halls to earn favor with the Waterdavians and to entice people to acquire new and more expensive tastes. The guild stocks exotic meats for months before this event, even going so far as to hire individuals to hunt for exotic game. The guild income is 65,000 gold pieces per year. The guild master is Kelatarn Nander, Master Butcher, and the headquarters is the Butcher's Guild Hall on the Way of the Dragon in the Dock Ward.
All right, so what you're telling me is that they effectively, because they have a monopoly, but despite the fact that they have a monopoly, take pride in their craft such that they basically guarantee some level of quality. Okay, let me ask you this, Master Butcher.
And the quality is based on the location of the taverns.
A-
This
And
still implies that he's not the only butcher. We could try to talk to another butcher within the Butcher's Guild.
He is.
I mean, unless he's the master butcher of the entire guild, which seems unlikely to me.
No, the master butcher.
Not him. So that's all. So that's already that
Kelit-
piece.
Kelatar Nander. He's the guild master.
No, it sounds like an elf name, right? Is it an elf?
Doesn't say. Hold on.
All right, I'm gonna assume it's an elf.
He's humanoid,
Which-
human. Medium
all right.
humanoid human.
It's a weird ass name for a human. But anyway, I'm not even there, so I'm not.
what is your expected duration of freshness and acceptable quality of your smoked meats if they're delivered on the typical schedule? And I would also like to know how often your taverns of higher quality are getting their meat.
The normal contract is once a week. We deliver once a week.
And the once a week is for a tavern of reasonably high quality.
Yes, the meat is fairly expensive, and with the price and quality varying on the wealth of the ward the meat is sold in. So you're in the North Ward, so it's a little bit more expensive in the North Ward than it would be, say, in the Dock Ward.
Okay, so we can expect a reasonable degree of quality, and because the meat is smoked, we don't have to worry about it going bad in 72 hours or whatever it would be. So
Oh, it's smoked and cured. You get cured meats and dried meats and smoked meats, and we have fresh cut meats that will stay in an ice box. Properly regulated temperatures. We can get special game on for special occasions.
I mean, so in that case, assuming we wanted something special, we would put in an extra order with you and maybe throw in a little bit to make it worth your while. But otherwise, you find that a week,
Most
one delivery
taverns
per week.
most taverns get one delivery per week. And the delivery day varies. Well, I mean, if we deliver to you on a Tuesday, then we will deliver every Tuesday. Or whatever the days are called.
I look at Gothak again.
It will be the
We could
4th, the
always-
14th, the 24th. Every 10 days.
We could always see how it goes. If the guild guarantees a certain level of quality, and until we know otherwise, it seems like taking them at their word, and at least for the beginning, is our only way to find out if that's true, and is also the only way to find out if it meets our needs, or if we need to pay extra.
We accept your terms, Butcher.
So you'll take a delivery how often?
Once a week. Your standard contract, please. And a good mix of a variety of things, including breakfast meats, would be nice. And could you
All right.
point us at the Baker's Guild?
Let me update those notes. All right, so in the notes I put meat delivery once a 10-day included in the regular expenses.
Yes.
Regular tavern expenses, nothing beyond the 10 gold pieces per 10 day for all others. So now you're up to 20 gold pieces per 10 day for all guild expenses. Because the Venter got 10 gold pieces negotiated out of you. And he says, you want to know where the Bakers Guild?
Yes, we're interested in pastries.
Hold on, let me check. The Master's Baker Hall is on the Street of the Sword in the Castle Ward.
Thank you.
So you make your way over to the Bakers Guild. And the Bakers Guild is known for its high quality breads and pastries and provides goods to the majority of the Waterdeep citizens. This makes it a very wealthy guild. The guild uses its wealth to increase its influence in other guilds and merchants by loaning them money. The wealth also attracts thieves. Because of this, the guild has runners who deliver goods, chase off thieves, and act as bodyguards for bakers and their cash. Apprentices in this guild start as runners and learn the craft between runs. The guild income is approximately 50,000 gold pieces per year. The guild master is Dundold Balder Horaz, and you already know where it is. The entrance fee dues for somebody joining the guild is 10 gold pieces, and the annual dues are 5 gold pieces per year, and the apprentice dues are 0 gold pieces for anybody interested in joining the Bakers Guild. So you make your way over to the Street of the Sword in the Castle Ward, and you meet up with Dundold Boldharaz, and he says, "Good day. How may I help you?"
Talk to us about pastries.
Pastries.
We run a tavern. We're hoping
You,
to offer some breakfast pastries as part of our daily food.
you're going to be open for breakfast, you say? We have all kinds of pastries. We have everything from donuts to scones to exotic almond bear claws, pecan twists. We can do cakes, special occasions. We make cheesecakes. We do after dinner desserts. Of course, it's all at a cost.
I don't know if we've discussed the need for desserts, but breakfast pastries and bread to go with whatever stews and porridges we may have for lunch and dinner are definitely required.
Agreed.
So, what are you looking for? How often and how much? Quantity.
What's your standard contract for other taverns that serve breakfast pastry?
Well, that all depends. We have some taverns that specialize in breakfasts and they order more breakfast foods than dinner rolls. And then we have some that aren't open for breakfast at all and they open for lunch and dinner and they're more interested in our more savory fare. And then there's some that are exclusively dinner joints that really looking for dinner rolls. And then we have some places like the Yawning Portal, they order like pretzels.
Given that we intend to do breakfast and then stick with breads that would go well with hearty fare for lunch and dinner, what would you recommend as a standard order? And then perhaps we can discuss from.
How much business do you plan on doing in the mornings?
I would guess that it will, unless we develop a reputation, in which case we can change our ordering practices, that it will, at least at the outset, constitute no more than a quarter of our total business.
For the mornings, would you require, now this would be a daily delivery, I assume. You don't want to sell day-old bread. Am I correct?
Nobody wants a hard pastry, unless it's meant to be that way.
I would go probably, what do you think? Maybe a dozen donuts and a dozen assorted pastries. Do you expect any more business than 24 people possibly a day for breakfast?
Not at first.
I would guess not.
Maybe half a dozen and half a dozen?
Half a dozen and half a dozen. Sounds like that may work, but let me ask you, do you have any kind of service should we run out sooner than expected and can perhaps order additional on the spot? I understand that there may be an incurred fee for it, but this may be the best way for us to figure out how much we'll need on a daily basis.
Our doors are open early in the mornings. We have the Carpenters Guild stops by and buys dozens of donuts every morning for their workers. We have many people that stop by early in the morning and purchase. We have, our shelves are always full. So if you find the need that you do eventually run out one morning and you want to send a runner over or send a messenger over to pick up some more, sure, they cost a little more on the spot than pre-made and pre-ordered, but we'll be willing to sell.
Then I would say we'll start with half a dozen and half a dozen and go from there. And again, whatever your recommended quantity of bread is to go with luncheon.
I would say a couple loaves for lunch and maybe 5, 6 loaves for dinner. We'll do various things. We'll make some French bread. We'll make some Italian loaves,
Some
and
what
we'll
bread?
make some French breads and some Italian loaves and some sourdough and
What is French?
Some Neverwinter rye and some mountain.
yeah, French bread. It's a long long piece of bread, round, probably about 3 inches, 4 inches in diameter. It's kind of spongy on the inside and crunchy on the outside. It's called French bread. Maybe one day they'll name a nation after it. That's how popular it is.
Maybe one day.
Does that sound like something you're looking in and being interested in?
That sounds acceptable, yes.
I
Very
agree.
well. Here's the contract. He writes it up, hands it over to you to sign.
And the quote
About the
for these
price?
services? Yes.
The price for the services. Let me see. Hold on. Let me get the notes out. How many lunch and dinners did we say? 5 loaves?
Yeah.
3 gold pieces per 10 day. That's 120 pastries and 50 loaves of savory bread.
That seems like a fair deal.
Agreed.
So that's going to be included in your regular 10-day expenses costs of 10 gold pieces. So that means we're still at 20 gold pieces per week. We'll say the meat was 5 gold pieces per 10 day. All right, so now you got bread, wine, and meats. You can make a hamburger.
So now we're going to swing back to Troll Skull. And
All right.
then maybe go set up the dinner with the other people, but we're going to swing by Troll Skull first. Because I suspect that our buddies will be back and they might want to report it.
Okay, you swing back by, and by this time, Kaz and Sid and Kragor are back at Troll Skull Manor, and everybody's down in the tap room. So everybody's gathered in the tap room. Let me put everybody on a map just for fun. I'm missing somebody. Oh, Oscar.
You push the
And
map
Blade
again,
Biter.
Scuzzer.
There you go.
Thank you.
Okay, so everybody shows back up at the tap room, and it's dinner time.
So
Anybody
I
have
pull that
anything to
map
say?
case. Yeah, I pulled the map case out of my armor, and I set the bag of Nimblewright on a table. We found the Grolhun's Nimblewright, and it was carrying this. And I pull out the map case and unroll the map so that everybody can see. And we have another problem. Evidently, they have sent the stone to another noble family who are worshippers of Asmodeus.
On a bright note, the whole next fortnight is First Responders Night. And it's kind of a play on words that I did not intend. Let me just be clear on that. But it's actually just any first responder in the city can bring a lady to our fair tavern, or ladies to our fair tavern, depending on if they're good at fishing, if you will. And then those ladies come for free for their first drink. So yeah. Also, we had to deal with that.
Yeah, we probably want to find the previous owner because the inn tried to kill one of the workers today.
Come again?
Well, it opened the floor up under him so that he fell through the floor, and then closed up after him.
Seems unreasonably hostile for a floor.
I agree. So, tomorrow, fighting this stone face woman?
Yeah, and anybody know what Castellanter is? It's possibly ah, that would be the house of Asmodeus worshippers. That sounds like a noble house.
So give me a well, you wouldn't even need to do a history check for you Waterdavians. You know on the map. Where's that map? Hopefully I didn't close it. The City of the Dead is like a cemetery. And you would recognize that X and where it says Castellanter is probably a mausoleum for the Castellanter family.
Yep. And Scuzzer, if you're looking for a place to wrap this up for the night, Daddy Boo's got to get me back to my hotel. It's not like
Yeah,
it sounds.
we're getting ready.
Yeah,
We're getting ready to wrap this
I
up
will
here in a
never
minute.
never use that phrase ever again.
Yeah, we're getting ready to wrap this up here in a minute.
Daddy Boo's got to get me back to my hotel. That's cool.
So,
See, it's already nighttime, so he just thinks I'm taking him back to the hotel. There's a lot of empty country roads between us and downtown. You know, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre house is only 15 minutes away.
Yeah, unfortunately, I can navigate with a compass, so there.
You don't have a compass. Not with you. You
So as
brought
you
your
guys-
compass with you, but not your stuff.
Anyway.
as you're in the tap room discussing the events of the day, you hear a knock at the door.
I walk firmly over and open the door slowly.
In front of you, you see two individuals that are well known to you, Mr. Barnabas Blastwind and Sergeant Cromley.
Oh shit.
Barnabas greets you and says, "Good day. We're here," and he shows you a piece of paper, "to search this place. And here is our search warrant. I need you all to vacate the tap room while we conduct our business." So he steps aside and he says, "Everybody, please," and motions for you to walk out to the front yard.
I roll up the map and slide it back into the map case and pick up the bag of nimble right and walk right on out.
What about the guy that's sleeping until he's lunchtime? His little nap.
Well, he's a guy. If they're looking for a female dwarf, good luck with that.
So he's upstairs, right? Yeah, he's upstairs, and Barnabas wants to search the tap room area.
Right.
Oh.
So I look over top the two men, nod, make slight crazy eyes, motion with my head for everybody else to GTFO quickly, and take several steps backwards out onto the street.
So everybody goes outside, and Barnabas motions to the 10 city guardsmen that are with him, and they all enter the tap room as you're all standing outside. They're in there for a good, and he leaves, two guys standing at the door guarding it, and they're in there for a good 30, 45 minutes. And Barnabas and Cromley, you see all the guards coming out, and Barnabas and Cromley are the last two out the door, and they close the door behind them and kind of seal it off with tape it off with like caution tape or police tape or whatever they have, and they inform you that Barnabas says, yes, we had reports from the Plumbers Guild of some mysterious things that they found in your cellar. Our investigation has discovered there are human remains, bones, in the walls of that cellar. I'm afraid this place will be closed for the near future until we complete our investigation. Do any of you know anything about how bones are in your basement? Human bones.
Buried in the walls?
Yes.
How old are they?
We haven't completed our investigation yet.
You might start with the prior owners, since we only recently came into possession of this, and the renovations are just now underway.
So
Thank
you're
you so kindly for
denying
interrupting that, by the way.
you are denying knowledge of these bones.
Yes.
You guys deny knowledge of a lot of things. You make me
Wow,
suspicious.
you're really slow on the uptake, aren't you?
I slap my hand over the mouth of the dwarf, pat him on the head, and look at
I
go
know
back.
what that's like.
What else have we denied knowledge of?
Tell me, have you ever seen carrion and how long it takes to decompose?
I'm not a forensic scientist.
That's not what I asked.
I'm an investigator.
So I ask again, have you ever seen carrion, or even food that goes bad in your own home? If these are bones, picked clean, even without prior knowledge, we are talking a time frame that implies much longer than what we've been in this abode.
Have you
I
seen
let go
bones
of
that have been
Gregor.
boiled?
Yes, and I'm assuming boiled bones are gonna be much cleaner than these bones you say came out of a wall.
I will
How
have you know
real
this
is
is
that
a
wall,
serious
by the way?
investigation.
Does not sound like it.
From the size of these bones, I can determine that they are the bones of children.
Well, when was the last time this place was occupied by children?
That's a good
Was
question.
the wall that you found these children bones in new construction or old construction? These are things that I would think an investigator would ask. But since
Why
we've
would I
only
ask
had
you?
possession of but since we've only had possession of Troll Skull Manor as our place of dwelling for a few weeks,
That's
now
what I
I'm
say.
now I'm sure you have got really good things to do. By the way, how did you come by knowledge of this? Because we went through the place and found nothing.
It was reported by the Carpenters Guild.
I thought it was reported by the Plumbers Guild.
Plumbers Guild, Carpenters Guild, they all reported it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go up to the Dawn Fort and take a nap.
No one is allowed in the tap room until this investigation has been completed.
Well, the good news is the Dawn Fort
We
is
will
in my tap room.
we will be back in the morning. Well, and there's also access to the upstairs from the outside. We don't have to go
Right
through the
there
tap
is.
room.
We don't have to go through the tap room.
Yeah, you
I'm
don't
not
have to go
going
through
to
the
that.
tap room to get in there. On that note, Barnabas, Blastwind, and Cromley depart. They leave a guard at the door, and that's where we will end for the evening.
Night, guys.
Night.
Make sure you get your
Night.
notes,
I'm
and
getting
we'll see everybody next week.